Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be a meet my guinea pig video. So I'm going to talk about each guinea pig, tell you a little bit about them and who they are. This is such a highly requested video, so I'm finally getting around to do it. For new subscribers, I have 7 females and 1 male. They're all rescued in some form or another. They are either through a rescue, through a friend of a friend, through word of mouth, through online, but they're all pretty much rescued. So let's start with Casper. He is my current oldest guinea pig. He's my only current male. He is around 4 years old now. I got him on the 1st of August 2012, and the reason I got Casper was because he actually came from a breeder, but the breeder was struggling to home him because he had had a quite serious skin condition, meaning that he was basically almost completely bald when I rescued him. And so I decided I could take him in and afford vet bills and everything, and that's what I did. And he is an alpaca guinea pig, which is a curly coated Peruvian. He has a lot of fur that I have to cut quite regularly. In these clips you'll notice he's got his summer coat in because I've cut it right down so it's not too hot for him. When I got him, he was around 12 to 14 weeks old. He is extremely friendly. He loves being around humans, he loves the fuss, he loves cuddles. Nothing scares him or makes him jump. He is such a friendly little guinea pig. He is so nice and everybody loves him. Everybody thinks he's a teddy bear, and even though he's an old man, you can't tell, he's still as active as he was when he was little. Moving on to Duffy. Duffy obviously used to live with Casper and Sooty, and Duffy is a Sheltie, which is a Peruvian with back swept hair, and she is extremely friendly, loves being stroked, loves a fuss. She has got a kind of grey, black and white coat, which I think looks really nice, and I do have to trim her quite often because her hair grows so quickly. Duffy absolutely loves Casper. Casper is her best friend. If you'll notice in my videos, Duffy and Casper are always together. Ever since the day that I introduced them, they haven't been separate. They always stay together. If they've got the choice, they'll always be side by side. Duffy absolutely loves Casper. Moving on to Pumpkin. Pumpkin is my current youngest guinea pig. She was born on the 30th of September. She is believed to be a Peruvian and Abyssinian mix. Judging by her hair type, you can see it sticks up quite a bit at the back, which I think is adorable. She's got a kind of yellowish ginger tinge with black stripe around the middle, and she's got a little black face. She originally had 2 black stripes like a bumblebee, but it kind of moulded together as she grew, and she's only got the 1 black stripe now that also goes down the back of her back. She is very cheeky, very friendly, really likes to nose. She doesn't mind being held or stroked, but she doesn't like to be held for a long time. She's a wriggler and she's active. She also really likes to be around Sooty because she's the other youngest guinea pig, so they're always causing trouble together. Now we have Teacup. Teacup was born on the 9th of June 2014. She is a crested guinea pig with a grey and white fur type, and she's got a grey patch over her left eye and a grey kind of patch over her back on the right side. But she also has a bit of orangey gingery on her stomach, which you can't see unless you lift her up. She is very comfortable around people but doesn't like to be touched. She's quite happy in her own space. Even within the herd, she likes to be within her own space. The only guinea pig really that she will sit side by side with is Dolly. She likes Dolly's company, probably because she's used to being with Dolly, as she was brought into the group with Dolly and Pippin originally. But of course she now lives in the herd, and she's a really nice little guinea pig. She's, like I say, comfortable around people but doesn't overly like to be touched. She absolutely loves carrots. They're probably her favourite food, and she could eat them all day long. Now we have Dolly. So Dolly came to me on the 8th of March 2014. She was living with rabbits when I brought her home. Thankfully she's not anymore. She was around 6 to 8 weeks when I brought her home, and the reason for getting Dolly was because Pippin and Bailey weren't getting on, and so I decided to, after several attempts, keep them separate, and knowing Pippin had been trying to live with other males but unsuccessfully, I decided to have him neutered, and I then took Dolly in to be a wifey for Pippin, and they got on really well. Pippin, Dolly and Teacup were a nice little group of guinea pigs. They really did get on very well. She's extremely friendly. She loves her crest to be stroked. She is a crested guinea pig, obviously, with Dutch markings, so she's black and white with the 2 eye patches and the patch on her back. And she was actually my first ever female guinea pig, so it was really nice to finally have a female and be able to use female names rather than male names. Now we have Radish. So Radish came to live with me on the 22nd of March 2015. She was around 6 months old at the time, and she came to live with me with Dottie. They were a pair who came to me from the rescue. She is an Abyssinian, and she is a fairly chunky, large guinea pig. She loves her food. She could eat all day long. She's a bit chunky and likes her food, so one of those guinea pigs who just won't stop eating even if they're full. She is very friendly, really likes the herd and to be with a lot of guinea pigs, and doesn't mind people either. Now we have Sooty. Sooty came to me on the 6th of June 2015. She is pretty much all black apart from the odd little tiny patch of brownish ginger. She is an Abyssinian guinea pig, and she absolutely loves Pumpkin. They get on really well. As I've said, they're probably getting on mostly because they're the 2 youngest and they're extremely active compared to some of my older guinea pigs. She is very, very active, loves to popcorn, loves to run around the garden. Being in the garden is probably one of her favourite times of the day, and she is fairly shy, believe it or not. She can be very cheeky, but she kind of depends on Pumpkin to do that cheeky side, and she'll stay behind. She doesn't like to be touched very much, and she doesn't like to be held. She'll put up with it and she won't wiggle or try and squirm away, but she prefers not to be. She prefers to be on her own feet on the floor where she feels nice and safe and secure. And finally, moving on to Dottie. So, as I've already mentioned, Dottie came as a pair with Radish. She came to live with the guinea pigs. Dottie and Radish both were rescued to live with Bailey to keep him company. And originally I only had my eyes on Radish, but obviously they came as a pair, so I took them both. Dottie is a bit like Sooty, very, very similar. She doesn't like to be touched. She doesn't like to be held. She's probably the shyest guinea pig I have ever owned, and that's fine. I don't attempt to try and encourage her to want to be touched and want to be held, because I don't know her history, and there could well be a reason for her not being wanting to be held. So I want her to feel as comfortable as possible, so I don't push that on her at all. She's a really nice looking guinea pig. She is crested like Dolly and Teacup, and she has a kind of white ring all the way around with a white crest, and the rest of her fur is a kind of chocolate brown, which I love. Her name's a bit random. I don't know where it came from. The other guinea pigs kind of almost had reasons to be named, because they either, for example, Sooty was black, but Dottie, it just kind of suited her, and she became Dottie. Her ears are quite ripped. She has quite a lot of rips in her ears. Again, I don't know the history of that, and I don't know why, and that could again possibly be the reason behind her shyness. But she's a really nice guinea pig, and I'm really glad that she ended up in the herd. And so those are all of my 8 guinea pigs. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about them. As I've said, they're pretty much all rescues. I love having a herd of guinea pigs. It's really nice. Originally, I had 3 cages with a group of 3 in each one. So it's nice to have a group of 8 now living in one big cage. So I hope you enjoyed this. Comment down below which of my guinea pigs is your favourite and why. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.